All right, people. The show must go on. 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 We are here.
Hey,
Oh
it's a
man.
good day, bro. It's a good day. And,
Yeah.
you know, went out to breakfast with my old military friend. He was giving me all his stories and all that. And, it'd be surprised, man. So many people going through some stuff, family members, all that stuff. And, and then you got people visiting you. And so it's a good day. I'm enjoying today. Um, I'm kind of, distraught because Mr. Bishop won't be around for a couple, 2, 3 days.
Yeah.
But
Probably won't.
and
We
that means
we'll
we'll be
see.
silent, but still like and subscribe. I see a few people coming in. I know a lot of people listen in and say, "Oh, I don't want to hear this," and they turn it off. But that's okay. Y'all will get it. You'll get it. You'll get it. Cause see, I watch my show every day.
Oh man.
I watch my show every day. And I'm going to tell you, we got one of the best shows on YouTube. And now, Ed, I don't know how you feel about this, but you already said, so you go through a whole lot of little different things to get your news. I go through a lot of little things to get my news. But I'm going to be honest with you, bro. You know, it's just chaotic everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere
Yep.
is chaotic, man. The FEMA administration, dude resigns, and all kind of people resigning, and people quitting, and all kind of stuff going on. Military people upset because they're blowing up the boats. Um, so I don't know. We was talking about those safeguards, those guardrails. They're going to have to build those guardrails up so that we cannot have a so-called president do willy-nilly what the f he want to do. You know what I'm saying? This right here is crazy because this dude because we got three branches of government and we need to keep it that way. And we have the fourth estate and they should be independent. I don't care if they're right wing or left wing. I don't give a shit. Or they're neutral. Freedom of press. He intimidating all these people and suing people, and now he's suing BBC. What kind of shit is this, man? What this dude is just wacko, bro. And then and then Europe say, hey, we ain't sending you no more intel because you blowing up these boats without even knowing what's going on. They don't want to be a part of it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, as far as I'm concerned, these Republicans are complicit. They ain't shit. You ain't doing your job. You sit up here and let this man sit up here talking about all he gonna do is call the Democrats that's on that whatever list they got. Y'all people, man, this is who y'all supposed to be up over there. Y'all supposed to be American people for the people. But it sounds like to me you for money and doing what the master say.
Mm-hmm.
That little twerk supposed to be the whatever the hell he supposed to be head of the representative, the House, Speaker of the House. Man, they need to drag him out with his toes.
Mm.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that.
Yep, yep. All while you were sitting there talking, Ted, usually when you talk, my mind is going 1,000 miles an hour, and I'm thinking, and I got my head up and going around and thinking about other stuff and how it's relating and stuff to what we're talking about and what's going on around us. And we have, and it dawned on me while you were just sitting there talking that we have a our founding fathers set up a government, just like you spoke about, the three branches of the government and everything to be able to function and stuff for the whole. And each branch and stuff has their duties that they have to do, and each branch has to trust the other branch to do what they have to do. And I say that because when you have one branch who wants to try to do all of the stuff, then there's chaos and stuff there because the other two branches and stuff, they even though right now one of the branches are giving up some of their power and everything to the executive branch, and then the executive branch is not liking what the judicial branch is doing because they want to be able to control the judicial portion of it also, then you find out that there is a big chaos. And I understand and stuff now why a lot of the politicians that we trust and stuff now, because we don't trust a whole lot of them, Democrats or Republicans, to be able to tell us what's going on, that our form of government that we have is reaching a point of where we might not have our government and stuff anymore, like it's set up and stuff right now. And why that is because, just like you spoke about, there are people out there who are allowing a particular branch of government and everything to exceed their authority. And that's what they want to do. They figure that this is what they want to do. They want to exceed their authority. But it's for us to be able to continue on into the future, we're going to have to figure out and stuff how that we still continue to maintain those three branches of our government, and that each party, each side, the executive, the legislative, and judicial branches do not clash and stuff with each other, and they allow those branches and stuff to do their job and stuff for the betterment of this country, and not just a few people, or not just the folks who are at the top and everything. They have to function for everybody, and it's not functioning for everybody. And we can see that and stuff through their the parts of the executive branch who deals with the judicial branch and everything. They're trying to uh, create crime and prosecute people and everything that is out of whack. You know, you got people and stuff, and because you're the executive officer and stuff was set up and everything to where your legislative, your judicial people and stuff are separate, but he has combined them all and stuff and say, I got total power over every damn thing. And that can't happen. If we're going to be able to function and stuff, that cannot happen. So some kind of way we're going to have to figure out how to to get this, whatever's going on and stuff, each one of those branches and stuff's going to have to say, hey, don't come over here and bother my shit. And the legislative branch is going to have to say, you can't come over here and impose your will and stuff upon our system and stuff. We need these three separate branches if we want to be able to function and make this country better. That's what I was thinking when you were talking. And how we do that, I have no idea. I don't have any idea how we do that because we got a lot of stuff, Ted, in this country that is wrong. We got a lot of stuff that's going on, and each and every day, just like you said, we go out and we look at the news and stuff, and the news folks got to say. And some of that stuff the new people got to say is irrelevant and everything. You're going to have to talk to it because I got to stick this phone call. This is my doctor.
Okay. Well, the thing is that when you say irrelevant, I think that yes, it's irrelevant, but the point is that you have to learn how to read between the news. You know, the stories be telling you things. You have to be able to decipher and think in such a way the opposite of what they're telling you. And a lot of times they're not telling you the whole truth. That's where I look at it. They're not telling the whole truth. If you read different articles, I mean, you should read the right wing and the left wing or the whatever wing that you call it or moderate, all articles on different subject matters in order to sort of get more informed. And a lot of times, there are different facets or groups of people that are forming organizations and they collaborating together to to really make a movement and they making a statement. Right now you have the what we call the mega party, and then you got the American One Party, that's growing now. You got the left wing that has their own little thing that they're doing. Uh, Now you got the socialist people that's going. This is a capitalist uh, country, but we have social tendencies. And the reason why we have social tendencies is because capitalism does not really undergird everybody in the country because we are in what we call different facets. We have uh, lower class, middle class, working class, middle class, upper class, and then even higher than that. So these different classes, the 20 percenters, they're going to be just fine. They're going to spend money, they're going to have their good Thanksgivings and their Christmas and all that. But 1.5 people out of 4 are living from paycheck to paycheck. They're paying all their money out in bills. If you have a home and 2 cars, you're paying all your money in bills. And therefore, it's not enough money because things are too high. So, I heard somebody say, well, the rich, they love because the stock market is up high. They love because the mortgages are going up high, because the housing is going up high. When a house 10 years ago cost $350,000, now it costs $550,000. They love that. So, but that shouldn't be because everybody don't 550,000 for a average modest home. That means you got to be making.
All right, we are back here on the air, but there was it wasn't a technical difficulty. There was a a subject change, I guess you might call it. I don't know what you would call it, people, but we back here. Don't ever, people, don't ever realize that these folks out there who are doing all this technical work that they do shit on time, and it's inevitable that something is going to happen. Everything ain't going to go like it's planned. I got surgery scheduled for tomorrow. Well, I had to change my physical therapy 3 times already. This morning I had to change it again. Then now they calling up and say, "Up, don't come in. at 5:30 in the morning, come in at 8:45 because your surgery time has changed. How do you get yourself psyched up for this? I'm psyched up for 5:45, and now I got another 3 hours I got to wait before I had to get in there. Yes, I might be able to sleep a little bit later, but damn, I want to hurry up and get this crap over with. So, man, that's where it is. No matter what the heck happens, something always happens to create problems. So we just have to be flexible and do what we got to do. Do what we got to do. Do what we have to do because I can't do it, and I'm supposed to have an expert to do it, so they know what they're doing out there. Hopefully, they don't call me in the morning and say, "Well, Mr. Bishop, you ain't got to come in until 12 o'clock," because it's been delayed again.
By then you'll be in fainted, man, not famished.
I don't know what's going to happen, man. I don't know how I'm gonna make it then. I really don't, because the way it's going now. I shouldn't. I should rush downstairs and eat me something before 8. They put something in my stomach and stuff in there. Things that I know I ain't got up. The surgery doesn't start until 11 o'clock. So hey, oh man. Well, anyway, people, we are here. We're doing our thing, and we are in the 21st century, people, and our country looks like the 20th century. Everybody out there, Ted, is we got to use AI. We got to use AI. And all these billionaire folks is dumping their money into artificial intelligence. We're not ready. We're
Why you
not
say
ready.
that? Why you say that?
Look around. We're not ready. The country is not ready for that. Our infrastructure is not ready for AI. These data centers that they are projecting that they have to build for artificial intelligence, they have to have them, uses a huge amount of electricity. Our infrastructure can't handle it, and nobody's saying anything about it. You can't handle the amount of power that these things have to have constantly, 24/7, 7 days a week. Our infrastructure cannot handle it. It can't. And nobody is opening their mouth and saying anything about it. But these people are betting huge amounts of money on artificial intelligence. You don't have electricity, you cannot run those data centers. We are limping along right now with our electrical grid system. We are limping along. There was a problem 2 years ago in Texas where their power grid shut down. You could not handle people's electricity on and all that. And they didn't fix it. All they did was just waited until The temperature went down and said, okay, fine, we all right. And nobody invested any money into Texas to do it. So if you got a data center sitting in Texas and you can't even handle normal electrical for your own people, how are you going to handle the data centers? Nobody open their mouth about it. You're going to have AI, they have to have a huge amount of electricity. We're not ready. This country is not ready for that. It's just like trying to run a race car on a dirt road. You can't do it. It's not, it can't happen. You can drive it, but you ain't gonna be able to put any speed behind it. The race car about that far off the ground. If it rains, it's gonna get stuck in the mud.
Well, here's the thing. This is where innovation comes in.
I don't know where they're gonna get it from because they're gonna have to spend a huge amount of money and stuff, Ted, to improve our grid system. Huge amounts of money that they are not planning on investing. And the people who invest in the AI, they're going to turn around and say, "That's the government's job. You guys got to spend that money. We broke."
When you don't have mechanisms as far as in the intellectual, educational, uh, innovative uh, forms in universities of challenging brainiacs to come up with some things. We are supposed to be have the top people in the country coming up with different ideas. And a lot of those things are done by brainstorming, sitting down, writing papers, coming up with different designs, all of those types of things. But you have to have people that are innovative. And that means all kinds of people of color, and what have you. There's a lot of people out there are just copycats. But the point is that you got to have innovators and say, how can we come up with a. It's always something that's out there or someone that's out there that can make the system cheaper and better. But you got to have the people to brainstorm. You got to have the people out there doing doing all kinds of tests and all of that. So what you're saying is true. We might not be ready because of the fact is that the infrastructure is not quite there because they're doing it in an antiquated way now. But there's ways that they can do it. There are systems out there, possibilities that you can do it. Where maybe one day you might only need maybe an acre of land instead of hundreds of acres of land. Who knows? But that's the way I see it, because you can, there are a lot of smart people that come up with different angles and what have you. And these people, they communicate with each other. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? And they all say, okay, Doc, we tried that too, but let's try this or whatever. That's why you got to have these universities to be free, so they come up with different ideas. Innovation. Like I said, you got a lot of people that's out here copycatting, and what have you. They just know how to copycat. But you got to come up with some ideas, and this is what you call genius. There are geniuses out there that can fix this thing and make it work. However, what and when they find out that they can make something work that make it cheaper and less compensant, then here comes the capitalists coming in. Hey, how can we make money off of it? So, mark my words. Like I said, just like everything else, it always gets better. Always gets better because we are in a progressive period. There are people out there trying to stop the progression, but we are really in a progressive period. That's the way I see it.
Well, any innovation and any project that you have that you are trying to do, you have to have all the components working together to accomplish the task. If all the components are not there to accomplish the task, you're going to half-ass do something, and eventually it is going to come to a screeching halt, and you and money will not be able to solve that problem. We won't be able to solve that problem. If you're trying to retrofit an old house and turn it into a modern house, most of the time you're never going to get to that modern look. You're only going to get so far, and that's it. You're going to have to stop. And whatever you come up with and everything, that's it. So you're going to come up short. The same thing with this thing going on now. They're going to come up short, and they're not going to be able to get to where they need to go. I don't care how much money you got. If they haven't came together to get that stuff done, to keep on going, because what they're trying to do, it is going to take at least a decade and stuff to get it done. And when you got changes in your government every 4 years, or somebody else comes up with a new idea every 4 years,
Or
you're going to
stop
fall
that new idea.
right. You're going to fall short. Just like Biden had the idea. Instead of beating Biden up, if Trump had a piggybacked upon his idea, we may not be in the position that we are in right now. But he didn't. He came in there and said, I'm going to change every damn thing. Whoop, 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 and screwed the whole country up. And we can see right now the effects of what he has just done. He has increased our national debt, accelerated it, and we still haven't accomplished anything at all. He's sitting there with a military that we spoke about many years ago when we first started doing our telecast in 2016, 2017. Back then we knew that the idea of a military and stuff has to change. Having the biggest guns nowadays, it's not going to help you. They got people who are sitting in a little bitty little room, no bigger than a closet, and they got a computer in their room, and they can destroy whatever they want to destroy. in that little bitty room. So that big old gun that you got, that big old battleship that you got, that big old plane that you got, more than likely and stuff is going to be null and void out there. Because guess what? Each and every one of those entities that they're talking about building has to have a component in there. And that component and stuff and everything is more than likely computerized. We're spending our money on a submarine. He just signed a contract with South Korea to build us, 19 submarines. We don't need them submarines. They don't even have the raw materials and stuff to build the components for the submarine. They don't have the raw materials to build the airplanes that they're trying to get built. They don't have the raw materials to even make the bullet for the guns that they got. They're
They
running
don't even
out.
have the raw material to make cars hardly.
There you go. They can't even make electric cars. They ain't got the raw material. They're running out. Duh. Duh. And they're looking around, and most of the country and stuff, Ted, has no idea that this is going on.
Right.
Why they upset about China holding on to their technology to manufacture rare earths? They don't understand that power that is sitting in their hands. A lot of the people out there in the military, they understand that power. The people who are on the top, they understand that power, but they can't do nothing about it. And Donald is so dumb, he has no idea why that we have negotiated with those people to get those rare earths. He done tried 3 times. The last time he tried, they hoodwinked him and pulled a cover over his head, and he ran out the door and told everybody, "Oh, we got a deal. We got all our raw earth that we wanted, everything that we wanted from when we got it." China still ain't released them daggone rare earths to them people. They ain't released it. They done put so many roadblocks in front of them. Okay, come over here to the country now. You can't do it online anymore. You got to come directly to their place and sit down in their office and say, okay, and fill out some paperwork. We didn't say we weren't going to give it to you. Let's fill out the paperwork. This is what you got to do. These are rules and regulations if you want to get this stuff. Now, we said we're going to give it to you, but you got to jump through some hoops to get it. And only God knows if they're going to give it to you. Because once you fill out the paperwork, you can go back home and they're going to say, well, we got some time. We got to wait until so and so and so and so signs this, and so and so and so and so has to sign this, and so and so and so and so has to sign this. And next thing you know, you're looking down the road, it's 6 months later, and you still don't have your raw materials. But they said one thing: we are going to let you have it. They didn't say we ain't going to give it to you. We're going to let you have it. They didn't say when. We're going to let you have it. And Trump believed him. And now he's sitting up there at Humpty Dumpty, selling the wall. He's having a great fall.
Talking ass.
There's people over there that fooled him, and he sit down and believe it. He gave it up. He even gave them their doc feedback for their ships coming in. He gave that back to them. He reduced their tariffs and everything down to a normal level so he can get them rare You get them rare earths and stuff from them, and they ain't gave him a pound. He done told them farmers they gonna buy your grain, but they only gonna buy half of what they used to buy. They ain't bought a bean, not a kernel of corn. We gonna buy some. He walks out the room. He ain't got no guarantee, nothing in writing, no nothing. They ain't signed nothing. They just said, okay. And that stupid son of a gun walked out the room with his people and opened their mouth. That was the worst thing the world could have did. Open their mouth. We got a deal. And they asked the Chinese, well, what's going on? Ask the Americans. They didn't want to say they had a deal. Oh, the art of the deal. Trump knows how to make a deal. Oh, oh my goodness. And they got them stupid people sitting up there in his cabinet. They can't even convict a man for throwing bread, a sandwich, on an ICE officer. He threw a sandwich on an ICE officer, and they wanted to give him a felony. He took him, he filed a case to the grand jury, and they threw this shit out. No, you can't do that. Then they said we're going to give him a misdemeanor. And they came into court and said, and his attorney said, yeah, he did it. He threw the sandwich on the man. And the jury came back and told him not guilty.
Well, number one, shame on that whoever he was lied and said that it spread it all over his uniform and thing was still wrapped up on the ground.
Yep, he did. He sat on that daggone thing and said, "Yep, that was a dangerous stuff that he did to me." And he had the only thing he hit him with, and the video shows it. He hit him with a sandwich. The sandwich was laying on the ground. And he took a
Wrapped up,
video, wrapped
still
up.
wrapped up.
The sandwich was wrapped up. Oh my goodness! Ah, boy, 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 boy! What have we got here? But this is what we're dealing with now.
Yeah,
Like,
well, the thing is that you expect people with a badge and a gun and the law to be truthful and to be just. And somewhere down the line, a lot of these people have decided they weren't going to do it that way. And that's the way we portray them as the good people to protect and serve. So,
yeah, and this is a horrible thing, Ted. We just had another case that just got done. The University of California, Los Angeles. Trump sued them
yep,
for $1 billion. Suing them for $1 billion. Got to the court and judge threw the daggone case out. So what the hell wrong with you? You people with $1 billion, you can sue this university and stuff because they didn't do what you wanted them to do. And threw the case out. $1 billion he's suing a university, a place of higher learning, because they decided that they wanted to run their university the way they wanted to run it. It's supposed to be a institution out there of higher learning. And this is how they teach their students and how their faculty come in and how they wanted to conduct their classroom. And he's going to come in and tell them that I want you to do this. This is how I want you to teach these kids and stuff. You tell them this and you tell them that. He didn't even get his bachelor's degree from whatever university his daddy said that he went to. they threw him out, but his daddy bought him a degree. He gonna
This is
go and
where
tell a
we at here.
yeah, he gonna tell a university how to do things. And
This is
then when
where
they
we at.
said we ain't gonna do it, they sued him for $1 billion.
This is where we at.
This big old state of California had an election. People in that state decided that they wanted to pass Prop 50. Republicans said we gonna sue them after they did the same damn thing in Texas. And guess what our Attorney General did? Join the suit of the Republicans. We're gonna sue them for doing the same damn thing that Texas did. But the only thing different is California let their people do it. They had a vote. So you gonna tell the people in California that they vote don't matter? But it's okay if the legislature in Texas says this is what they want to do. But if the people say this is what they want to do, they ain't supposed to do that. Old Newsom, I thought he was kind of crazy doing that, but hey, he might have had something on his mind there. The people wanted this. That's where we at, Tech.
Well, you said let the people decide.
If the people decide. The people decide. The people can decide what they want to do.
Well, a lot of people is asking, have the people learned yet? Have they learned yet?
Yeah.
Have they realized that what's going on now?
Yep. Most of them are. Some of them are. It's that bulb is coming on. It's a little dark in the room, but that bulb is coming on. Every day I'm seeing these farmers over there in Arkansas and Missouri and Iowa and Indiana. They coming on these news programs and they crying like stuffed pigs. He left us out here to dry. We thought he was gonna take care of us. We thought he was gonna be taking care of us. And they going bankrupt. They waited on him to take care of them. Now some of them still say, well, he is the president. But a whole lot of them saying they ain't voting for him. Oh man. We have to reach out to it like we've been talking, and a lot of Democrats now are starting to open their eyes and say that we cannot keep on keeping this stuff right here in these urban areas and not reach out there to those folks and stuff out there who are hurting just as bad.
This is bad, bro.
Just bad.
And they got to do more things as far as, the one thing that I liked about Kamala, she was talking about business.
Mm-hmm.
And not only just business in the urban areas, business all over the country.
All over
And
the
open up
country.
these businesses. And I don't think the Democrats or the progressives or the left wing, I don't know what it is, they wasn't feeling it. I don't know. Because maybe they bought out by these corporations. I don't know. But
Mm.
we know that the major corporations, they got their own interests. You take a big corporation like Walmart, they go into a town and just wipe out all those small businesses. You know, because they got all kind of cheaper goods and same goods and all that. So I don't know. But like I said, the whole thing is what runs this country is small businesses. And people have to start, opening up their small businesses, you know, and small manufacturing companies. These big major corporations that build these big manufacturing companies, all that's well and good. But a lot of times, if you get, some kind of idea and you making certain things, the problem is that you have to get the contracts so that people can use that product. And a lot of times you have to get a lot of information, a lot of equipment or parts, and you have to get it all over the world because there are certain things that we do not have or do not make. Then when you bring up that tariff stuff, there's a thing called tariffs where if it's less than $800, there's no tariff. Well, that's
They
done
got rid
now.
of that. That
They
did. He
got rid
gone.
of it.
He got
They
rid of
got
that
rid
two
of it.
months ago. He got rid of
Yeah,
that 2 months ago.
that's what I'm saying. They got rid of it.
He got rid of that 2 months ago. And when he got rid of it, there was some dominoes that fell
Yeah,
that most people don't even realize. Once they did that, and you folks out there, when things happen, look around you because it affects other things. That $800 buffer and stuff there allowed Amazon to become profitable. When they took that $800 away and put the tariffs on there, right after that, it wasn't no more than a month after that, Amazon announced that they were laying off people. People stopped buying. So they had to lay off people. A whole lot of folks lost their job.
yeah, because the products wasn't coming in, bro.
Right. Well, they couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford to do it. They couldn't afford to bring them in. And plus, the people out there the importers and the exporters and stuff and everything say, hey, we can't deal with this crap. Because they done put a daggone tariff on this stuff now. Because with the $800 buffer, a whole lot of things and stuff got bought and sold in Amazon. And they did a whole lot of shipping back and forth and everything. But once he took that away, there was a ripple effect. Amazon shut down. They said, hey, we didn't got no business. We got to get rid of some of our folks. Because he wanted to put that tariff on them.
And here's the
It
thing, though,
alone.
it just goes to show you not only we already knew that he didn't know what he was doing,
Mm-hmm.
but the people around him, and they didn't tell this man, and I know they knew, no, that hey, you're going to hurt these small businesses that's ordering these products because this is how they make their business. They might need certain things so that they can build a product. And it's going to cost them. It's going to cost them 3 times as much.
Well, people, we gonna ask for y'all. We getting ready to do our final word here and end the show for the day, and we'll be back on in the very, very near future. So, my final word I have to say is, I just said something about people watch what's going on around you. All you folks out there who are interested and understand some things or whatever, I'm giving you something to look at. Watch them bond sales, U.S. government bonds. Watch them sales and see what's going on. I'm going to let you guys be the judge of what's happening. Watch those bond sales. He started out at 100 billion. Now he's at $1 trillion. He's trying to sell $1 trillion worth of bonds now. That's my final word.
Well, my final word is, Ed, I'll be praying for you, brother.
Hey man, thank you. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna come out
You
here.
get my
I'm gonna.
text, you don't have to respond. I'll be texting, letting you know I'm thinking about you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna be if I know Tuesday you guys want to see me, but Wednesday or Thursday I'm gonna be back here because I just
Oh,
can't. I can't. I can't leave my folks alone, Ted. I can't leave them
damn.
alone. I might be up here with my knee all bandaged up and everything, and taking my popping my pills and everything for pain, but I'm gonna be back because I cannot stop, man. I enjoy. You guys don't really know. I enjoy doing this. I really do, and I know that a lot of people out there are looking at our channel and stuff. But I enjoy doing this. I enjoy talking about what is going on in our country and enlightening people out there because I know a lot of you guys out there don't have the time to look at these news. And then right now, you got so many of these news agencies. Everybody has an app now, and you have to pay for these apps. And if you try to get news from each and every one of these people and stuff, you will be broke trying to get that news because everybody is charging. So you're gonna have to figure out how to get that news, just like I do. I had to figure out how to get that news, and sometimes you have to do some real strange stuff to get the news and find out where these free sources and stuff is at. And most of you guys don't, because most you're looking at Fox, ABC, CBS, and all of that, and say, okay, I'm going to the network. Well, you can't do that now. You can't get the Wall Street Journal or the Washington Post and expect them to give you the news that you needed to have to be able to navigate your life. We're here to help you navigate. That's my thing. Anyway, Ted, anything else you got to say?
I'm good.
Okay, people. We'll see you probably Wednesday or Thursday. Bye bye.